So last night I saw Casper, the 35th anniversary. I also have this movie on Blu-ray, but to see it on it was awesome to see it in theaters. Like I said, always see an old movie re-released in theaters. It's so much special. It's so much more special, so much more fun. Like I think in Christmas, I know it's a sidebar, but at Christmas they're redoing The Grinch. They're re-releasing The Grinch with Jim Carrey. So that's something to look forward to in the Christmas season. But as Casper goes, we have her dad and her Catherine. I know it's not the best picture, it's a blurry picture, but that's okay. We have Catherine, I was going by Kate, or I mean not Kate, Cat, and becomes friends with Casper. And then her dad is trying to find their mother, her mother and his wife, and then also helping out Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso, which is the uncles of Casper, if you did not know that, and they're the comedy relief, and also sort of the bad guys, but also there's a real estate agent, not a real estate agent, but a rich girl, a rich woman that's trying to get the property, her property, that mansion right there, and find the treasure. Well, the treasure is not what they think it is. They think it's money, right? But it's not money whatsoever. So I'll break that down. And they're trying to get inside the house, but Stinky, Screw Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso won't let them. And cameos. Well, they have a priest in there, and they have a cameo with no other than Ray from Ghostbusters, and he kind of says, "Who do you want to call? Not us," because apparently Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso are the worst ghosts that he ever came upon since he's been in his career of ghostbusting for the first two movies and then the last few movies, of course, now they've just made with Frozen Empire and all that stuff. But as I was saying that, I would love this. Well, they have Casper meets Wendy and some other Casper movies, but I would love to see like a resurgence of Casper. But I don't know when that's going to happen. I would love to see the original cast, like these people, like Kat, all grown up with still being friends with Casper. That's what I would love to see. But nonetheless, this movie was a very good movie. I watched it constantly when I was a kid. Um, I never ever hold on, this back on. Hold on. This part has to do with a friend of mine or some friends of mine. So this bracelet right here, not this one, but this one's kind of cool. This one bracelet right here means a lot, right? So you'll probably see me wear it a couple times in these videos. Well, I never saw this movie as a love story for friendship. And this girl right here gave Casper a friend. All Casper wanted was a friend the whole time when people came in and out of the castle house. Even the very beginning, the kid's like, "Oh, let's take a picture." So we to prove that we were here. And then, here, don't fight. I'll take a picture. And then they screamed, and that's what happens. They scream, and then the uncles come out and then scare people. All Casper wants is a straight up friend. That's all he wants. And since his dad died, he's been alone. All he wanted was a friend. And Catherine came along, when Catherine came along, or a cat came along, he had a friend. And I instantly felt the love and the friendship they had. So it's a love story of friendship. I have a friend, my best friend I do have a guy best friend and some other guy best friends, but I have a girl best friend that got to know me a lot more. That's where the bracelet came from. But in this movie, you see it. I never saw it when I was a young kid. I never saw that. I saw that Casper would desperately wanted a friend, and he got one. That's all I saw. Because you had Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso take center stage with the dad trying to help them move on to the afterlife. And Casper hanging out with his daughter. Then you have the people that own the property and her lawyer trying to make a scheme to get the treasure. So there was so much stuff going on when you were a kid. But now that, you're older, now that I'm older, I saw, huh, besides Fatso, Stinky, and Stretch, and the other subplots, the other characters doing their own plots in the story, subplots in the story. You have this girl that's been lonely because the dad moves around all the time because he's a therapist for ghosts. And then she wants a friend, and Casper wants a friend, and they built a loving friendship bond. And I never saw that until now. So towards the end of the movie, it made me cry because he became real for one day just to give her someone to dance to at the dance because the person that asked her out was just going to play a joke on her, and the uncles played a joke on them. So it was a very good aspect to it because even the one scene they had a very good heart to heart talk. A girl and a ghost having a heart to heart talk about life. And have you seen what about your dad? What about your mom? I mean, what about your dad? What about your mom? I wish I could see my mom. Da da da. All that heartfelt stuff. They had a real heartfelt conversation. And I've seen this movie several times. I just never, that was like the slowest part. Like when you're a little kid, that's like the slowest part in the movie. It was like boring. When you're a kid, that's boring. When you see Fatso and S- Stinky and Stretch with the dad at a bar, and you see them doing funny things, and you see other characters doing funny things. You look at that, you look at that scene when you're a kid, and that's like boring. I don't want to see that. Move forward. Go to the next scene. No, now that you're an adult, that's like, huh. It is the most wonderful thing that they had a heart-to-heart talk, a ghost and a human. And that's one of the best scenes in the movie when they're just at the lighthouse and the bedroom. And then the next day, she, after having that heart-to-heart, makes up Casper's room the way he's had it as a boy. And then you find out that treasure, you find out from, hold on. Hello? But like I was saying, it's heart-to-heart talk. That was the best scene. But also, making up the room, but also after that, you see like the people are trying to get the house away from trying to get the uncles out of the house, right? She's becoming a ghost after they find out that after Catherine and Casper finds out there's a machine that can turn him instantly into a human being, right? So she's like, oh, let's take this formula, and I can instantly become a ghost and go right through walls and find this treasure. Well, the treasure was a glove and a baseball bat. That's all that was. A glove and a baseball bat. I mean, not a glove, no, a glove and a baseball signed by a famous baseball player. That was Casper's treasure. It wasn't money. It was something you do spend quality time with your dad doing. And that's what the treasure was. And then she ends up going to the afterlife. And then Catherine's father ends up seeing her, his wife. So does Casper. Casper turns into a real boy for a little bit. And then the best thing that Casper says, can I keep you? That's a very awesome thing to say to a friend. Can I keep you? But it's also kind of weird and kind of a little bit creepy when you're a ghost saying, can I keep you? But when he turned into a human being for a little bit, can I keep you? Makes sense, right? So it's a fun thing to say in this aspect of this movie because you don't always keep friends around. I mean, that's why Casper said, can I keep you? Because he is a ghost and then became human one for a little bit at the end, but then he's also still a ghost. So, I mean, can I keep you? is something that he wants to always say because people see him as a ghost and he's threatened. They're threatened. So, anyways, this is the 35th anniversary of Casper. It was great. It was awesome. I highly recommend you guys check this out in theaters because it came out yesterday. It came out on Mean Girls Day. So one day I will do a Mean Girls video on Mean Girls Day. Because well, it's October. One day he asked me it's October 3rd, and I said it's October 3rd. So I need to do that on October 3rd, but it's October 4th now. But yes, it was October 3rd. This movie came out and it's still running through the rest of the week. So catch this movie when you can. If you have never seen Casper, check it out. It's a good movie. It's a good it's a good family friendly movie, but it's also good for children. It was made for children. They might have said the B word, but it's PG. I think it's PG or PG-13, but most kids now have heard that. If you haven't heard that, then I might as well advise take an adult with you. But yeah, and also if you're into Casper, I've highly recommend seeing Casper meets Wendy, the live action one. There's other Casper cartoons, stuff like that. And there's also a Casper cartoon where Casper meets Wendy as well. But I think Casper meets Wendy is like the with Hilary Duff, and that was the sequel to this one. Um, Kind of like same thing with Addams Family. Addams Family had a live action movie, and then they made a sequel where they went on vacation as well, not like the cartoon, but one they made recently. But Addams Family and Casper were kind of confusing if they were directly sequels because I know the Addams Family had like two movies, live action, and Casper had Wendy. So, but I don't know if it was a direct sequel or not. But I know Casper stands alone by itself, but I'm still trying to find Wendy when he meets Wendy on Blu-ray. That's something I have this on Blu-ray and it's good. And if you can't catch it in theaters, try to find it on Blu-ray or find it on DVD or find it at a place like Half Price Books. Like if you have a place in your area that has like a Half Price Books, go try to find it. They have it, or try to find it online. It's a good movie. If you don't see it in theaters, get it on Amazon for DVD, Blu-ray. There might be a 4K. I don't know. Well, now that's a 35th anniversary, they might have a 4K out actually. So, um, soon. So you probably could get this on 4K. But anyways, see it in theaters. If you can't find it on physical. Mainly would say physical, but if you can't find it physical, find it somewhere on digital. Find a streaming service that has it and watch it. It's a good movie. It's a good movie for the season. Um, I never ever did it. I don't think I ever did this movie for the Halloween movie marathon. If I did, I probably did a whole video on it. But I think this is the first time doing it, and there's probably gonna be another video on this because I'm probably gonna watch it again for another down the road for Halloween movie marathon. But right now it is like right now it's between seven, so I call this 7.8 on the Halloween movie marathon because I just finished seven, which was Phantom Megaplex. So pick that up, watch that video, or watch that also on Disney Plus. And then I'm just about to watch Sinners, and that's number 8 for the horror. So like it's in between because this movie's family friendly, but also the the uncles can be a little scary in this movie. They are more not like Casper. They're not friendly. They're not the friendly ghosts, so they can be a little scary. And when you were a kid, them doing what they were doing was pretty scary. So that's why it's in between 7 and 8. That's why I said 7.8 on the Halloween movie a marathon scale or number. So if you again, if you like this movie, if you like this movie or like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and deuces. Oh yeah, never mind. I'll go back. The reason why this is so important because that scene, the heartfelt scene, remind me of two friends of mine that are female that have been there for me, but mainly this one right here, this person's been there for a very long time, for 1 year. And that scene, whether it had heart to heart, made me cry, and then towards the end made me cry because I thought of that person and that person. means a lot in this time for me. Um, and when I first met her, she meant a lot because as a friend, as a sister, and also because I went through a really bad breakup, helped me with that. And some other friend of mine also did the same thing, but this person helped me know that not all girls are going to be mean, rude, and not going to throw, not going to treat me like a piece of trash. So she didn't treat me like a piece of trash. So that's the reason why that scene was so important in this movie for me. And the other one, I got to meet through the church group and we got close and share heart to heart as well. And she's also kind of like a sister to me. So it's very important. Um, and they're very awesome people. They're a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and they know how to talk to me and how to, if I have a problem, if I come to them with a problem, they know how to help me direct myself into a different mindset. Not saying that the one I go see movies with doesn't know how to do that either. It's just sometimes we're talking about movies, comics, uh, the Marvel MCU, DCU, and then some life stuff that I don't always understand some things. So that's why I go to the females. The female friends are very important. So, and especially this person, very important because she means the world to me as a friend and as a sister, and so is the other one. So, but anyways, if you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, and notification bell, and deuces.